Alright, so as I'm recording this, Cody actually announced that he was going to be dropping a video on Transformer 1 next week, so I apologize if that's not quite the one that you were expecting, but as I've been going through like somewhat of a conspiracy train here, I kind of wanted to check out this one that I got recommended. And it's a video of his revolving on none other than Mel Gibson. Kind of like Mel Gibson to a certain degree, he is part of the posse of like the action hero that perhaps our fathers and myself to a certain degree grew up on. Arnold and Stallone for the macho military, Van Damme and Jackie Chan for the martial art based movies, and Willis and Mel for what feels a bit more grounded but still very bombastic type of action movies. And obviously a bunch of others, Dolph Lundgren, Steven fucking Seagal, you name them. Personally for me, Mel has only been very good for certain few movies, especially the ones where he usually only stars in himself and or doesn't have a co-star that has like a significant role or are known for something. So basically think of something like Apocalypto, which he himself directed, that starred like nobody who was popular. Like, what was the main character called again? Something Youngblood. Had no acting experience whatsoever. The movie turned out to be pretty good, but as soon as he has like a co-star, it becomes kind of weird. Although with one exception, Hacksaw Ridge. That movie was actually pretty good. But Jack, with that mustache, you must absolutely love Lethal Weapon. No, I don't. It's a fun, dumb movie, so let's keep it at that. But this one is said to be his most schizo movie yet. And I'm of course going to be watching that. So without further ado, please do make sure to go and subscribe to Cody. And let's get into this one.
Forces are at work in the shadows, behind the scenes, controlling everything.
Oh no.
Do we truly know who's in charge? Who could be the mastermind behind it all?
Obama.
It's me. I'm the puppet master. Theories of conspiracy.
Obama.
They're even older than you might think. And thanks to social media, the world is now an open wonderland of crazy people screaming belligerent nonsense into the void. Imagine your average mentally ill poster on the internet. All they do is spout off the most insane ramblings to their followers online.
The second plane shot JFK from the grassy knoll. Well, folks, I guess that we need to rewrite the Warren Commission after all.
Now think about this. What if that random internet user was right? What if that crazy person ended up being the protagonist and main character in their own movie because the feds are trying to shut them down? And to top off all of that, what if that conspiratorial nutjob was played by Mel Gibson?
Oh boy. I should point out one thing, okay? When I'm talking about Mel as liking him, like, it doesn't really matter. People are still gonna like him regardless of the statement he has made in the past. I'm talking about him specifically as an actor and director. He can do some pretty good stuff. A lot that's just shit. When you see him make like a copy of that thing, what was it called? Flight Risk? He had a movie with Marky Mark, whom, after seeing his acting chops in the Transformers movie,
I'm an inventor.
I think that we can all live without, was playing like a bold hitman where he was supposed to be assassinating Topher Grace in a plane. Yeah, it's so out of left field. Such a weird thing, for which, by the way, the trailer is basically the entire movie. You can just watch the trailer for that movie and don't watch anything else. Mel can do some effed up stuff and some funny stuff. And then, of course, there's Mel Gibson, IRL, who is pretty racist of you, Mel. And, oh my god, and Julia Roberts.
I think Mel Gibson's a pretty good actor. I like him in a few things. Mad Max,
yeah.
Signs, the Lethal Weapon series. I think he was that chicken in Chicken Run. And hey, I even enjoyed The Patriot, as much as that film makes your local historian want to blow his brains out. But it also can't really be left unsaid that Gibson has voiced some opinions over the last few decades.
Yes.
Some spicy takes, you might say. I'm not gonna repeat what he said because I have a feeling the YouTube overlords would beat me with the rusty pipe of demonetization, so give that a Google. Before he did all of that, though, he was in this movie.
So you can't hear them till they've already gone. You know?
speaking to himself.
Conspiracy Theory is a film about Jerry Fletcher, a taxi cab driver, no relation, and crazed loner, no relation, who spends his days ranting to unsuspecting writers about his multiple theories. Such theories as,
My theory is, and this is a conspiracy, pal, that they are the UN troops.
And
George Bush knew what he was saying when he said New World Order.
or his latest theory that NASA is going to kill the president using an earthquake. Jerry is a lovable, relatable intellect who in his off time watches Julia Roberts without her knowledge.
Okay. Okay, we're off to a good start.
This is the protagonist of our film.
Bomb! There's a bomb under my seat!
So it
Literally.
turns out that Jerry frequently shows up to Julia Roberts' work, the Justice Department. He saved her once, and because of that, they have this nice friendship dynamic where this government agent pretty much tolerates a mentally ill loner. I guess this is just their dynamic.
What?
Jerry bursts into her office speaking in tongues, and she just accepts it with a shrug. So what does Jerry do in his downtime? He gets to work. I absolutely love that while this man is typing out deranged
music.
rants about the deep state and shadow governments, the music they use is an absolute bop. I dare
could have chosen
Hollywood to
anything
remake
else.
this movie and keep the same exact tone. So why is Jerry doing this? Well, of course, he has a newsletter. And what better name for
boy.
this publication proclaiming to the world the deepest conspiracy theories than Conspiracy Theory? Jerry's creativity funnels
Knows
into
no
his rants,
bounds.
okay? It's a good life. In his daytime, he rants to strangers, and in his nights, he rants to strangers and spies on women. He really had it all until Patrick Stewart arrived.
What?
Who else knows? Jerry.
What the fuck is happening? Xavier, you will not take it away from me. I am Jesus.
Uh-oh. Jerry's in trouble. It turns out he hit the nail on the head with one of his conspiracies, and he's paying the consequences. Come on, Jerry, it's time for your entirely ethical time in Guantanamo. For some big grand conspiracy, I'm surprised that the leader of this shadowy organization is just doing the torturing himself. You couldn't find anyone else to do this? You're the leader of this whole thing and you're just showing your face to the man you're torturing? You know, movie has to happen, so of course they'll let him get a full view of Patrick Stewart before biting his nose off and hobbling his way to freedom.
Wow.
The only question now is, who are these people? Which conspiracy did Jerry get right?
All
Were they
of
with
them.
NASA? Who knows? This man has schizo-ranted so many times, he doesn't actually know which shadowy cabal is trying to kill him, and I just find that beautiful. So are
Big Bird. Big Bird just bursting. Where the fuck is Mel Gibson?
two compadres make their way back to Jerry's bachelor pad. We get to see how he lives,
Damn, bitch, you live like this?
how he locks up his own fridge to make sure nothing was poisoned. This man would fit in so well with the denizens of the internet. And yes, that does mainly mean failing to talk to women. But if there's one thing Jerry doesn't fail at, it's being prepared. The feds tracked him down, and I guess just shoot a fucking rocket into his small-ass apartment. That's pretty subtle. Everything begins burning down, but it's not because the feds used an explosive on a residential building. It's because Jerry rigged his apartment with explosives inside a residential building.
Whoa.
This man had everything prepped to burn at a moment's notice in New York City. His extensive collection of Catcher in the Rye goes up in smoke. You know, Catcher in the Rye, that book the guy who shot Lennon read.
Kill John Lennon.
Jerry just has to compulsively get any copy he sees. Are you starting to get the personality type of this man?
I don't know why, but whenever I see one, I have to.
Kill John Lennon.
This man is a 4chan poster that wound up as the main character of a political thriller.
Absolutely.
His crush even sees the mural he made to her in his basement.
Oh no. No, no. Let me fucking guess. She falls in love with him at the end of the movie. How? How does he keep getting away with this? He can't keep getting away with this. That's all of his movies. That's like all of his movies. Even the one there where he gets the ability after being electrocuted to listen to women's inner thoughts. Like, Mel, what the fuck, dude? And it's Julia Roberts. She constantly has the expression of sussing out people. Like, come on, girl.
That was here when I moved in.
I just love that she looks at it and obviously is concerned that this man she barely knows has a poster of her. And Jerry's just like, don't worry about it. She doesn't really take too kindly to that.
That expression.
But don't worry, it doesn't really last long. You know how most movies have some sort of romance plot between the main
Oh, fucking love it. True Lies, Jamie Lee Curtis and Arnold, they were so young and beautiful.
hero and our love interest. Conspiracy theory has that, but it just so happens our hero is as socially awkward with women as you would imagine.
Okay, I will.
You will?
Yeah, if you want me to, I would.
I don't know what to say. I love you.
You what?
Jerry does or says something creepy to Julia Roberts that any reasonable person would cut him out permanently for.
What are you talking about, huh? Are you watching me?
Yes.
But then Jerry does some cool shit that makes her immediately forgive him, like bamboozling these feds by connecting their car to a hot dog stand, and that leads her to just kinda forget all the cringy shit he's done, and the cycle repeats until the movie sort of just ends. This results in probably the strangest love dynamic I have seen in a Hollywood film.
You don't love me.
Sure I do.
No.
I don't.
He holds
Okay.
cops hostage, and he gets away with it. He gets hunted by black choppers in the night. It was at this point that I started thinking, is this in Jerry's head? Is
Yeah.
this like American Psycho? Because halfway through the movie, it's revealed that this whole newsletter that Jerry writes, it has 5 subscribers. The feds are trying to kill a man who has the 90s equivalent of 5 Twitter followers. Despite having a corrupt shadow government come down upon him, Jerry somehow gets away and outsmarts everybody. This man has not only been vindicated of all the crazy rants he's ever said, he's taking down the powers that be that commit them. This is the Black Panther for flat earthers. Spoilers for anybody that wants to see this film. Alright. You good?
Okay.
Okay. Jerry was a part of MK Ultra. That's the conspiracy.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. No, 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 no. Okay. It could have been everything else. But what? Oh my god. Who wrote this plot? Okay, I need to find said conspiracy theory. Mel Gibson. Who's the director here? Richard. No, he's the guy who made Lethal Weapon and Superman. How? Dude, come on. Did Mel Gibson force him to write this? How? How does this happen? I am so confused.
Jerry was a brainwashed assassin who kind of half retained his memories, and that's what made him the way he is. And not only is Jerry an assassin, he killed Julia Roberts' father in the movie, not in real life. I know, me using her real name is kind of confusing. Imagine if Mel Gibson method acted so hard he headshotted Julia Roberts' real-life dad just to commit to a movie that got 57% on Rotten Tomatoes. Anyway, to get back on track,
Please don't tell me you're naked back there.
Patrick Stewart admits to her that Jerry was the one who killed her dad. So how does Julia Roberts take it when the villain of the movie admits that the protagonist killed her father? Does she doubt it at all? Nope, she just wholeheartedly believes him, like 100%. She runs back to Jerry and leads the bad guys to him before it's revealed that, shockingly, Patrick Stewart lied. Wow, who could have saw that coming? Honestly, I think they should have committed to Jerry killing her dad. It would have led to a more interesting dynamic, I don't know. In the end, Jerry admits that he was supposed to kill her dad, but he didn't. He saw Julia Roberts on a horse and just thought she was so hot, it broke his conditioning.
What? The power of harmony overcame MK Ultra. Only a Mel Gibson plot. We should have Mel Gibson write an anime. That's what we should have. Okay? I'm championing that. Please, who's with me? Who's with me?
If there's one thing that can break MK Ultra mind
Jesus
control,
Christ.
it's pussy. Turns out it was the deep state that killed her dad the entire time, and not Jerry. She was just an idiot who got fooled, I guess. In fact, the whole second half of the movie, Julia Roberts is just ping-ponging off who to believe, until finally landing on,
I love you. I do. I love you too.
What the fuck?
complete and utter devotion to this man she barely knows.
Somebody help me, please!
Jerry really did get the girl he's been creeping on to fall in love with him after taking a few bullets from the deep state. I'm sure a few of you wish you could go out like that. In conclusion, Patrick Stewart is waterboarded to death, and Jerry doesn't actually die, but he fakes his own death. I bet you wish you could do that too. And while all the secrets are out and about and our enemies are defeated, NASA really was trying to kill the president the entire time.
The president had left the area only moments earlier and is currently safe in Germany.
He was right. This is the Black Panther for conspiracy theorists. It's the dream. But even with even lesser conflict, because Black Panther was the entire discussion about how it was that, like, to a certain degree, they were doing the same thing that the colonizers were doing to them. At least they had tension. This dude gets full fulfillment to his fantasies.
Again, the quake in southern Turkey measured 7.3 on the Richter scale. Thousands are feared missing or dead.
They're still out there, and they're gonna strike again.
I fucking can't, man. I can't. What was this movie? Dude. And the plot points don't make sense. Like, okay, fine. If there's one thing that could have been redeeming in this entire thing, should have been keeping him as the actual killer, right? Because that would sort of explain the obsession, the whole guilt of having killed her dad, subconsciously just coming back to him. But man, dude threatened the police in New York City and got away with it. It was a good thing that it wasn't Danny Glover. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. As always, please do make sure to go and subscribe to Cody at the Pointless Hub channel. And of course, if you like this reaction, don't forget to hit that like and also subscribe button if you want to see more. Wish you all to have a wonderful day and see you during, I guess, next week when the Transformer video drops. And yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun.